heroes according to the government. They went out, everyone went out on a Thursday night and clapped us, which is absolutely amazing. But a clap, unfortunately, a lot of our workers are having to use food banks because they cannot afford to live.
The largest nursing strike in NHS history. More than 40,000 qualified nurses.
Tens of thousands of nurses walk out in disputes over pay and working conditions.
They stood out on the streets and they clapped for us. And now they've turned their backs.
Thousands of ambulance workers are stepping up their strike action next week with a move the government tells us could risk lives.
We cannot carry on the way we are. The patients cannot carry on the way they are.
Heartbreaking. What today is about for us, it's not about the money, it's about getting out there and getting some more staff.
Experienced nurses are leaving. There will be no one left.
She says industrial action is the only hope of saving the NHS.
Because we do this for you, for the public, for every single person.
Staffing crisis is central to the pressure on the health service.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We are the NHS.
What's your name, role in the NHS and time working there?
My name's Paul Duffett. My role in the NHS is I work frontline for the ambulance service, and I've been doing it for 21 years. I'm very proud to work for the NHS. It's a big organisation that fundamentally is there to help people and help people in their time of need. If you're not well, and you need that guidance, that's what the NHS is there for, and it's there for everybody, and that's the important thing. It's there for everybody. I do agree with the strikes. It's a hard one when you're working in a job where we're there to help people, and that's our fundamental role. Which is a really good thing. I like to help people, but we need pay to keep up with inflation, and over the last 9 to 10 years it's failed to do so, and I think we need a fair pay for a fair job. The reason why we're striking is that we were offered in the region of 4% and just over. But since that offer, the consumer price index, which runs at 10% at the moment, so everything has gone up by 10%, but our wages only up by 4%.
When you strike, and if you're due to work, which for the majority of the strike days I was working, you lose that day's pay. You get paid nothing. Bearing in mind that the strike action began in December, so that took us right over the Christmas period and beyond. And yeah, I've lost a lot of money by striking. Do I feel guilty about? No, is the absolute honest answer. Again, we have that right to strike. But like I did, because I did the social media aspect of the strike as well, and like I reassured people, part of the reason we're striking is because the ambulance service is at the point of collapse. So you could be waiting, or your grandmum could be waiting on the floor 12, 18 hours for an ambulance because the ambulances aren't available, because they're queuing at the hospitals. While they're queuing at the hospitals, it's not the A&E department's fault, because the A&E department have got nowhere to put their patients when they need to be admitted. It's a social care issue.
It does make you feel guilty. There are what we call degradations agreed with the management. So the unions, before the strikes took place, the unions met with the managers of the ambulance service, and they agreed that the ambulances, when we were on the picket line striking, we would respond to anybody having a heart attack, a stroke, anything serious like a cardiac arrest or anything that was going on in the public view that might involve road traffic accidents or somebody, I don't know, falling or collapsing out in the street. There are some very good European models out there. So in other words, other countries have their own health system and they actually work very well. It appears that the NHS is falling behind the standards.
So the government have acted appallingly. During COVID, they promised us the earth, whatever we want, we could have. And obviously, it's a Tory government, and as you probably all know, they're full of shit. We have probably the worst sickness policy that probably any private company has got. You know, they are breathing down our necks. To give you an example, a worker very recently came in with a very nasty chest infection. Okay, she did get sent home during that shift because she physically couldn't work. The reason she came in is because she was frightened of the repercussions of what management would do to her because of the sickness policy. She actually feared she would get the sack for being ill. We need to make this job a lot more attractive to get staff retention. The shelf life of a paramedic now is 2 to 3 years. That is outrageous. So you've got people coming into the service and they're only working frontline ambulance work for 3 years before they go. An emergency care assistant like myself, for every emergency care assistant that's employed, we're losing 1.2 emergency care assistants. Again, that's untenable. We're losing staff hand over fist. We need to put the wages up. We need to make this job attractive, and we need to do something to make staff stay. The government have used us, ambulance workers, as scapegoats to try and push through legislation to stop people in public service being able to strike, and that is absolutely outrageous. We are workers like everyone else in the private sector. We have families, we have children, we have mortgages, we have bills to pay like everyone else has. Why are we, or why are the government trying to lose our rights as public sector workers, not able to strike, not able to demand better working conditions? Outrageous.